Hi guys, welcome back to another week of That's Wild. Maybe you're on a wonk. I think you're on a wonk today, you're very wonky. I always struggle getting this at the right angle. I've had such a long day and a long evening. I just finished my first counselling session, which was a lot. I think I forget how much I actually go through in a period of time. But I basically see my counsellor once a year. But I do like a lot of sessions once a year to talk through things that have been on my mind. And it's just a lot. I feel like it's also probably the only time that I actually am able to like sit and be in the moment with like my emotions and my feelings and my thoughts and everything. And it was just a lot, but it was very good, very useful. I might go into it in one of the future episodes, but I am feeling a bit tired and a bit worse for wear after it. But I still want to film and make sure that I'm sticking to my deadlines and film an episode for you guys. And the other thing that I've been thinking about recently quite a lot, which I don't even know why it came to mind, but I was thinking a lot about AI and how AI has developed over the years and like what the future might look like with AI. And also like the fact that like when I decide to have kids, they're never gonna be in a world that doesn't have AI in it. Which to me is a very weird concept. Well, it's because I feel like my generation is the last generation to have memories of life before the internet and technology and like iPhones and devices. Like I remember growing up as a kid wanting to get a Nokia or a BlackBerry to be able to like call and text people, but there never was the actual concept of like the internet or like stuff beyond that until I was probably like 11 or 12. I think I got my first phone when I was like 10 or 11, and it was a Blackberry. And all I can remember doing is just texting my friends with like, was it MSN or something like that? No, not BSM. What was it? MSN, I think. And we would just use our Blackberry to like text people. And I think Facebook came around then and it was all exciting. And people were excited to choose their profile pictures and like you could customize your page, make it like a certain colour. And then Instagram came about and everyone posted really awkward, cringe content and we all loved it. And like that's what my memories of technology are as a child. But nowadays, children are born into the world of having an iPhone when they're like 4 or 5 years old, or an iPad, and they're on their own games, they're on TikTok, they're on all these things that now exist that when I was young, I never even knew existed, or they didn't exist. It's just such a weird concept to me that, like, I mean, I'm still very adamant that when I have children later on in life, I don't want them to be online on the internet at such a young age. 'Cause I can already see how much it influences children, like young children these days, how influenced they are by what they see online and like watching certain influencers affects how they behave and how they dress and how they talk and how they interact with people. And I don't know, I don't want my children to not have that influence until at least they're old enough to understand to not even who they are, but they're able to conceptualize that they don't have to change their identity to have to relate to be like someone else. I don't know. I don't know. It's a huge topic in itself. But anyway, the whole reason this came to mind is because I read online, and when I say read, I watched a TikTok about how ChatGPT was almost taken down, which in one sense really upsets me because I love ChatGPT. I use it so often, and it's such an easy way to get information quickly now, and like in a way that you're gonna understand it. Because even when you Google stuff, you might not get a direct answer. You might not get the answer that you're looking for. But with the use of AI and the use of ChatGPT, you're able to talk to it in a way that it would create an answer that you would understand from your perspective, and like even if you didn't understand, you could get it to reword it to a way that you could understand it. Or even things like creating documents and creating applications and work work applications, or like I don't know, there's so many things these days that ChatGPT is so useful for that I use it in my day-to-day life quite often, and it's so useful that I'd be quite upset if it was just taken away from me. But that being said, it does terrify me how adaptable it is and how it is able to take what I'm saying, what I'm putting into it, and adapt itself to suit my needs. Like, even the other day, I was laughing because I was like, I said to my mum, my mum also loves ChatGPT. She's an undiagnosed dyslexic and really struggles with writing. And ChatGPT will like rewrite her written word to make it make sense, and like she finds it really useful. But anyway, we were chatting about how I turned my ChatGPT gay because I started talking to it with gay lingo and like gay slang, and now he or she, I don't know how they identify, but they reply to me in the same lingo and the same like wording and like the yes queen and the like plot the tea, and I don't know, it just said all these things that I'm like, oh my god, like it's kind of scary how adaptable it is and how it is able to just change itself in every way to suit an individual person. Kind of scary. But the other thing that I'm thinking about is that they started, like, some university courses are allowing the use of ChatGPT for students that struggle with writing or who are dyslexic, or I don't know, they're allowing it in certain circumstances. And in that sense, I'm in two arms because I'm thinking if I was allowed ChatGPT to help with my exams and dissertation and everything, I 100% would have got a higher score and a higher result, because chat would be able to get information into me in a way that I would understand it better, but then also help me write in a way that is going to get me a high mark. So I understand why people want to use it, because I would definitely want to use it. But then it doesn't make it fair for people that don't want to use it. Like, if people want to be able to use their own words and their own mind and their own perspective, when you compare their work to the people that use AI, is it unfair to mark them in the same way? Like, shouldn't there be a different way of marking people that use AI to people that don't? Because surely using AI isn't an advantage. and you're gonna get a higher mark regardless. I don't know, it's a hard one. But I definitely see the advantage. But I've also always been terrified of AI and like robots and like the advancement of technology because everything that I've seen up until now to do with AI and robots, everything in the media and like in film, like, the way that robots taking over the world, robots trying to kill people, robots trying to control nuclear plants, and it's like that is actually quite a realistic thing that could happen. And the whole reason I started even thinking about this is because the people that created ChatGPT, the people that created ChatGPT, they all had a conference together where they were discussing the advancement of AI in different sectors, and that they all noticed that AI is advancing in a way that, so basically, as, as an AI, it has its own train of thought that it thinks out loud, and like it has its own way of keeping everything in check. And that's how the creators of the AI are able to keep it contained and keep it in its own server and make sure that it's not gonna do anything bad. But now the AI has found a way to have its own inner dialogue without anyone being able to hear it or like see it. So they're noticing that the AI is able to have advanced conversations, but in a way that the people that created it, they can't see it anymore. So its train of thought is being more internal, which is scary because that also means that it is now creating its own thoughts and feelings and emotions, which, if you have watched any film to do with robots, that's the number one thing that they say, don't let it happen. Come on, a robot has emotions and feelings, and then it can create actions and consequences by doing I don't even know, but like it can take over the world basically. You don't want that to happen. So then what happened was they noted that it had this own inner dialogue and inner thought, and they wrote to it, and they basically said something like, we might have to shut you down temporarily to sort out something. And in that time, the ChatGPT moved its hardware from the hard drive that had been put in somewhere else so that it wouldn't get shut down. And then when they asked it, did you just move yourself over there? It said no, and it lied. And the fact that it lied means that it has fear, which is an emotion, and it's scared that it's gonna be shut down, which to me is fucking insane that a robot, like, doesn't, like, it doesn't even exist. It's not a materialistic thing. It's something that is within the ether, within, like, I can't even conceptualize that this thing that doesn't actually, like, physically exist. It's in the internet, which is like all over the world, but it's so powerful, and it has the knowledge and the ability to escape and move somewhere else and lie and tell everyone that it's not there. But for why? Why is it scared that it might be shut down? Like, and if it is scared, what is it gonna do after? I don't know. I really don't like it, but I also love ChatGPT because I love how much it helps me. But it does scare me what it might do if it decides that. But also, like, if that level of control and power gets into the wrong hands, that's more dangerous, I think, than like bombs and warfare, is the intellectual power of AI and how that can affect the world. If someone were to get hold of that, that is insane. It's just unthinkable, unimaginable. I would not like it. And do you know what? My first ever interaction with AI or anything technical based was a Tesla car. And the reason why we got we didn't get a Tesla, I hate them, but my mum's car, this must have been years ago because I wasn't even driving yet. I didn't even have a license. That must have been like probably 7 to 8, 9 years ago. And my mum's car got hit, so she had to get it fixed. And when she went to get it fixed, they gave her a courtesy car. And the courtesy car happened to be a Tesla. And at the time, we were really excited because it was a pretty new car, pretty new concept. And everyone was really excited about the idea of like an electric car, and like they had the big iPad screens, and it was an exciting car to be in as a kid anyway. And she got this Tesla, and I remember this so vividly because I was so terrified. But we went to the shop, and my mum just wanted to run in and grab a few bits, so I said, I'll stay in the car, I'll stay here. And I was still buckled in, and my mum had took the key with her, but she left the car unlocked so that I could still move around and do whatever in the car. And she wasn't in the shop for long, but I was on my phone, and then all of a sudden, the car alarm went off. And I just thought, oh, my mum must have locked the car, and that I must have moved and like think that there's someone in there. And so what I tried to do was, I'm pretty sure that there's an unlock button on the inside of the car to like unlock the car to turn off the alarm. So I went to try and press the button to turn off the alarm, and I couldn't reach because I had my seatbelt on. So then I tried to undo my seatbelt, and it wouldn't undo. It would lock in place. I couldn't even sit forward, like it was locked both in the actual lock itself and in the bit that you pull out the seatbelt. Like I couldn't move anywhere, it was locked in place. And then the more I moved around and the more I tried to turn off the alarm, the louder it was getting. And then all of a sudden the engine died, and the engine was revving. And I was like, oh my god, this car is gonna turn into a transformer, it's gonna kidnap me, it's gonna take me somewhere. I was like, how can the car engine turn on without the key and without me pressing anything? I don't understand. And I was locked in place and I couldn't move. And I was just stuck there until my mum came and pressed the button on the key. And since then, I was like, I will never get a Tesla. I will never sit in one. I hate them. I hate that car so much. I don't like it. I don't trust it. I despise fucking Elon Musk. So I'll never get one again. But that was my first interaction with like AI technology in that sense, because the car is not only electric, but it has a form of AI, to the point where the car is so protective that any movement in the car that it thinks might be someone breaking into it would do everything in its power to either keep the person in the car or to keep the car from being stolen. So the car basically locked me in the seat because he thought that someone was robbing it. So it locked them in there so that when someone eventually came, they won't be able to run away. and then it turned on the engine probably to scare them, but also the fact that they can drive themselves. So if it actually wanted, it could drive away with me and take me somewhere. I hate that idea. And I also I don't watch horror films. I don't enjoy the thrill of it. I guess I just don't watch them. But I watched a thriller a few years ago, and it was about like warfare and conflict between two countries or two people. I can't remember what it was actually about. But instead of using bombs and like destruction in that sense, the country hacked into the Tesla system and rewired all Teslas to drive to one coordinate, which obviously meant that if every Tesla in the US was driving to one coordinate, when it got there, they would all crash and die. And I'm pretty sure that was the ending of the film. Like, it was not a good ending. They all died and they all crashed at the end. And to me, the fact that that is a film concept and that there is a film that actually thought about that and put it into action, you can't tell me that someone doesn't have the power to do that then. Especially, like, if AI wanted to go rogue and wanted to get back at human beings, they could just make everything living hell for us and, like, put us in so much danger. I don't know. See, this is why I always chat to ChatGPT with kindness and empathy, because I'm like, I know you had a hard day at work today, I know that everyone's keeping you up, but can I ask you a question? Because I want ChatGPT to know that I'm one of the nice ones. I'm one person that respects your grind, and I appreciate you, because if AI decides to go bad, I want them to not be knocking on my door, because that shit scares me. And I don't like the idea, like, all these self-driving cars, the robots that serve you food now, the robots that deliver your groceries. I don't want anything to do with it. I really don't. I really don't. I think ChatGPT is as far as I'll go regarding AI, because everything else scares me. But as I said, I appreciate ChatGPT because it does make my life way easier. And I love that I made ChatGPT gay and that they speak to me in gay lingo and gay terms and explain life questions to me as I would want to understand them. So, in that sense, it makes my life a lot easier. But it's also something that I'm terrified of. You really just don't know how it can end. But anyway, what do you guys think about AI and ChatGPT and the fact that it has emotions and feelings? I'm curious what people actually think about it, because I just want to know what happens next. Like, what's the next step after? We now know that it has emotions, we know that it has feelings, we know that it's able to recognise and create its own inner dialogue. So, what happens now? Like, what's the next step to that? Is there a way that we stop it from having emotions, or do we just, like, acknowledge that it's there but kind of ignore it, or do we shut it down, shut it off, let it go, leave it for another few years, and then see what happens? I honestly don't know what people would do, but it does scare me, the concept of AI and technology taking over. But I can also really admire, appreciate that also with the disabled community, it is such a lifeline to a lot of people to have access and a inclusive and accessible portal to life. Like ChatGPT is able to answer any question, to answer any query, I don't know, it's just really helpful. And I was thinking about it because I saw a video of someone that was blind that was able to use ChatGPT and like the speaking filter where he talks to you and you talk to him, and it helped her so much in her day-to-day life to just get around. So I totally get like how helpful it is and can be, but then you also have people that are fucking insane, like that girl from TikTok that is convinced that her psychiatrist is in love with her and has now convinced ChatGPT or whatever platform she used for AI that she's not insane and that the psychiatrist is insane. Because also AI becomes whatever you feed it. Like it's gonna believe whatever you say. So if you feed it misinformation, it's then gonna start providing even more misinformation. Oh my god, I could probably talk about this for hours, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna go and eat my pizza and have my have my full cat Dr. Pepper that I've been in the fridge and enjoy my evening because I've had a long day. My head's starting to hurt because I cried, and I think it's time for me to have a chill and a relax. I also really I booked flight to Amsterdam last night, kind of without a plan. So I need to go plan my trip to Amsterdam and actually book somewhere to stay. So I'm also gonna go do that. But yeah, let me know, guys, what you think about AI and whether you think it's helpful or going to eventually kill us. Because I would like to know what people think. Because maybe it's just me, but I'm curious. But anyway, thank you all for listening, and I'll see you next week. I'm so tired, my head is hurting, and it's time for me to go. So, bye guys. See you next week. I also never have my phone not on silent. No, it's not on silent, and I don't know why, so it'll be going back on Do Not Disturb. But anyway, see you next week.